All right, this is going to be a quick one. So right now, I got the dash jump working in 2D. Oh, wrong button. I got the dash jump working in 2D, but it leaves behind an artifact that I have to fix. So I was just going to fix that one really quick. So here's an example of it working. So it looks good. So we're dashing over this one. And I'll have to put in like different animations for when you actually dash jump. But if you do that over here, it leaves behind an artifact. So I'll have to figure that one out right now. So go over here. All right. Handle dash jump mechanic is over here. It says handle dash jump mechanic. So the dash jump is handled right here. The problem is that it's capturing like the previous value, which is correct in almost all the cases. But in the cases where it's at the end, it's not possible to. Yeah, in the case of the end, it's not possible to get the previous position. So I gotta handle that somehow. So we'll see how this one works. All right. All right, so if button 4, then we subtract 2. But I think it happens at the bottom also. So here, I'll replicate it over there. And then I'll replicate it going down. Yeah. And then I'll also replicate it going up. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to redo that one. All right, so in the case that it's 2, well, it's really in the case that it's 2 and it's at one of these. We could do like 2 case or something like that, or jump case. And then okay, so if the jump case is true, then what do we want to do for this one? So it's getting set arbitrarily. All right. All right, if self dot jump case. So we could do this self.jump case, and then so we're setting X. So we could set the previous position to the same number. There we go. And see if that works. And then do the same thing over here and over here. Except change pause X to pause Y. And then the same thing over here. All right, we can see if this one works. So there's the syntax error. Oh, okay. The syntax error doesn't always tell you the exact line because I'm using Vim over here, but then the actual syntax error is over here. You need a comma right there, which I forgot to include. All right, let's do this one over here. Run. I have it automatically set to go to the next one. Hi, how's it going? All right, so let's see if it fixes the issue. Nope. And then not only did it not fix the issue, it's also making this thing disappear. So that's the problem. The other thing we could do is if you're at the edge, don't actually subtract 1, only subtract 2. That might actually fix the problem in like a less hacky way. We could do that because I believe that it works normally. If you just use the regular controls. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to just use the regular controls over here. All right, so let's undo all of that stuff that we did before. No, actually, we want these two. We want the jump case. There. Okay, so we want a different condition. If the jump case is being pressed, and normally you want to do that, but if you're over here and the jump case was pressed, okay, so if self.jump case, then self dot okay, so we're not sure which one it is. If it was, we know that happened, but we know there's either y is the problem or x is the problem, and it was one more or one less than than the position it was in. That makes it really difficult then, because you don't want to like reproduce every single condition twice, you kind of want to take care of both of them at one time, you know? So what can we do then? So we have the jump case is true. And we know that you are, if the x position is greater than a certain value, then you don't want to advance 2. But you need to do these calculations before, or you have to do these calculations after you've already added 1 or subtracted 1, so you could reset the position over here. But you want to set it back if you didn't. So probably just need 4 conditionals and check which one of these that you hit. Say, so this probably expands it out a bunch. So you have jump x2. All right, thanks. See you later. All right, so then you have jump case. Jump case x1. So you have jump case x add and x subtract, and then y add and y subtract. All right, so this case is jump case xs, jump case x add. Oh, okay, and then you got to set these to false. Otherwise. Actually, they have to be set to false before you even start every round. Probably, yeah. So you probably don't need to do that. Okay, so we set it before we start all of this stuff. This is a function, so I don't think we need these. All right, and then self jump case access true, say true. All right, and then this is ys true, and then this one finally is ya. Okay. Okay, so if oh, all right. This probably warrants another function over here. You know, to cut down on the number of if statements if it happens to go that way. But let me try it out. I'll write it all out, and then we'll see if making a function makes more sense. Okay, so if the self jump it's greater than 127, so it makes sense to check the the addition one over here. So XA. Self dot player position X minus equals 1. So now we added 2. Now we're going to subtract 1 from it. And then Y is going to be the same thing, except you're adding 1 to Y. So it's going to be YA. And then the self.player position Y is going to minus 1 because instead of adding 2. And then this one is probably going to be subtracting. So so we should probably add 1. And then this one is probably going to be subtracting 1 from Y. So we probably want to add 1. So maybe we don't need the function. I'll see if that works. Okay. Didn't break anything yet. And same behavior. Okay, so that didn't fix anything. All right, so it's leaving behind the previous position because the previous position was 2 less. So it's not the current position that we have to change, it's the previous position. And in that case, it's the same thing except the previous position. So the previous position has to equal the current position. No, it's not it's the previous position. And that's if it's going to be greater than that. If it's going to be greater than that, then you have to bump that back. Greater than that, you have to bump it back. But you also have to advance it 1. Problem is you got up, down, left, right. But then you have to bounce check it basically over here. And you need 2 different if statements. If it's greater than 127, if player position X. I mean, we could get rid of these because we're not going to be using them then. If we just code them in there directly. So if we were to do that, we only have to consider only a couple of the cases because it's only if you're subtracting 2 from the x, then you have to be over there. So let's split this in half and then take a look over here and then take a look on this side. All right, so if we're subtracting 2, that means that we're in the x value less than 112. Less than 112. Then you do this. If it's greater than 127, all right, and then at this point, these are all hard-coded. So what we should do is we should turn them into constants up there, but that would require an extra variable, an extra line up there, and we'd be low on space. So this might be a better way to do it. A better way might be to turn it into somehow turn into a function, but I'm not sure about that one. So I'll probably see how this goes and then look for ways to cut down the space if we start running low on space. All right, there's that one, and there we go. Oh wait, so less than 112. Yeah, x is less than 112, x is greater than 127. And then we have the y, the negative y and the positive y to consider. So I'll just do that one. Oh, okay, but it's not 127 and 112. It's one less than that, or some number less than that. Yeah. If we go by ones and twos, then I'm thinking that it's 111 then. And I'm thinking that this is 126. I think it's going to be one less than whatever you think it is, because we're over 1, which you could just do by adding and subtracting 1 if it was a variable, but then we would need to store that variable. All right, which would take up extra additional space. The problem is it makes it very difficult to maintain, when you're looking at this. It's like, what's going on over here? Okay, so this one is y subtracting. So this one's probably going to be here. And then this one's going to be, it's less than 1. And then these might need to switch. Yeah, that's probably it. All right, so if it's less than that, it's going to go there. That one is correct. This one isn't. Okay, and then this, then we have this one over here. Greater than 15, but it's not 15, it's 14. All right, that's pretty dense and a lot of lines for a very simple effect. Let's see if it pays off. Okay, so it's looking like no payoff at all. The only payoff is the only thing that happens is it basically doesn't work at all. So if the value is less than 1, so maybe we're just off by 1. Maybe it has to be 110, 125, 2 over here. I'm not sure about that one. And then 13 over here. All right, so that worked. Now we just have to figure out which one that one is. That one worked too. And that one worked as well. Okay, so it's just this one. This one is less than in the x direction. So it starts off as less than 112. That's probably the wrong direction. It can't be 112. It has to be 2 more than that. So 114 then. And that's it. Yep. Looks like everything works over there. Cool. All right, that's it. Let's ship these changes off and call it a day. And that was it, yeah. I mean, a couple of if statements and some math over there. We could put some comments in there. Yeah, that's the only other thing. All right, and then we'll say over here. Yeah, I'll just do one. These bounds are for dash jumping. Okay, that's good. Check once more. Yep, these bounds are for dash jumping. It's 2 less than the bounds below. And then that gives you the difference. And then we'll make like how many times you could dash jump, and give it like some type of values. Like you can't dash jump more or less than X number of times. All right, again. Display bug. Fix display bug in 2D dash jumping. All right, that's it. Done. Till next time. See ya.